Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, known for its boardwalk, arcades, amusement rides, and beautiful beaches. But today, there's more to that mix. Coming up, the finals of the Super Steel Fit Championship, where muscle meets the sand. This is truly a test for grueling workouts and iron will. Athletes who have trained for months now get an opportunity to display their talents center stage with prize money and pride on the line. Welcome to the north end of Point Pleasant Beach here in the beautiful Jersey Shore. We are at Jenkinson's getting set for the 3rd annual Super Steel Fit Championships, and it is a great day for competition. Cool, crisp day might be perfect for our competitors as opposed to the warm, hot weather we saw a year ago. Alongside with our CrossFit coach for the day, Amanda Ryan, I'm Matt Harmon. Amanda, it is a difficult road for any of these athletes to get here.
Sure, Matt. These athletes have been working really hard over the past few months, putting in hours and hours of training to ensure that they finish in the top in today's finals. All these athletes have qualified from either Westfield, West Orange, Teaneck, or Atlantic City, and they're really excited today to throw down.
Let's take a look at some of the top competitors in the women's RX division. We'll kick it off with Kristen Graham.
Sure, Kristen Graham is from CrossFit Toms River. She's the owner, and she's got a really strong track and soccer background.
Angela Salvio was here a year ago. She is certainly one to keep an eye on.
Angela Salvio from CrossFit Salus. She's actually a competitive Olympic weightlifter.
Lindsay Rainwater of CrossFit Westchester Pelham was a gymnast at UC Davis and is making her first appearance in the finals. On the men's side, let's start with John Ralph.
Sure, Jonathan Ralph from CrossFit Morristown actually qualified for the Northeast Regionals in 2014 with the CrossFit Morristown team.
Brandon Whittington, also a guy that's got major strength in these events.
Brandon Whittington from CrossFit 41 South is actually a collegiate football player working with the Purdue University football team.
Certainly a good advantage for any athlete to be a top seed. That's exactly the case for Ben Isabella.
Ben Isabella, he qualified for the Northeast Regionals in 2014 and placed 17th.
Kevin Varno was our defending champion from a year ago and is primed and ready to defend his title with prize money on the line. So let's get set for event number 1. The rig is behind us. It is set and ready to go. It'll be the focus for our action all day long. And as the athletes gather for last-minute instructions, we're going to take this time to get you up to speed on the details of event 1 of 4. Let's throw it back to Amanda.
I'm here at the rig where our athletes are going to be completing event number 1, which is a triplet, a combination of chest to bar pull-ups, goblet squats, and hand release push-ups. You'll notice that the bar is a solid distance above my head. Our athletes are going to have to utilize these J hooks over here in order to bring themselves up to the bar to complete the pull-up. A chest to bar pull-up, we're just bringing our chest to the bar versus a standard pull-up where we're just pulling our chin above the bar. Our second movement is a goblet squat. Our athletes are going to be using this kettlebell here, and I think the sand is going to prove to make it just a little more difficult for them to kind of stabilize their feet once they get to the bottom of their squat. And lastly, we have our hand release push-ups. Hand release push-ups meaning our chest is coming to the ground and we're actually picking our hands up off of the ground before we press up to the top of that push-up position. The wet sand, I think, is actually going to be helpful to our athletes, allowing them a solid base from which to push.
Thanks, Amanda. When we return, we'll get set for the start of event 1 of the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. It's got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah.
Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
At Jersey Mike's, a cheesesteak is really something to behold. We make each one the right way on a piping hot, flat-top grill. Never toasted, never steamed, never zapped. A flat-top grill is how we've always done it, and it's how we always will. Because at day's end, it's just how cheesesteaks are done, period. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
This is no ordinary day. Come on and get away.
It's great family fun at Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Aquarium in Point Pleasant Beach. Ride, eat, splash, play, and bounce around the boardwalk for one low price. And there's tons of free fun. Fireworks, movies, concerts, and much more. Go to jenkinsons.com.
Come on and get away.
The Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by Capital Securities, a balanced approach to investing. And by the New Jersey Army National Guard. And by CrossFit 13 Stars, fitness-minded, community-driven.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now here's the start of the Men's RX event number 1.
You see the rig, it's moving a lot. These gentlemen are putting a lot of force into those pull-ups. It's interesting to see how much it's shaking, how much it's moving.
We've seen some early advantages right away in lane 5. Nils Dahl from CrossFit Toy Box was the first to pick up the kettlebell and start with the goblet squats.
The form is beautiful. These gentlemen are all keeping their chests up. You'll notice they're all holding the kettlebell in different ways. Some with the handle to the side, handle upside down. It's really just all about preference. These gentlemen are the best of the best.
And now as we start to continue to roll through this event, we're starting to get a little bit of separation. 4'11" on the far side. That is Nicholas Hecht. He is in lane number 11. He is the competitor who has grabbed the kettlebell, and he is now increasing his lead. Great opportunity to stay in touch with this event all year long. Check us out at Twitter at SuperSteelFit, just as it sounds with the @ signal in front, at SuperSteelFit. We come to you from the north end of Point Pleasant Beach. This is part of Jenkinson's Beach at the Jersey Shore. Heat number 1 of 3 of the Men's RX event number 1.
This is where it counts. These gentlemen know the last 10 seconds are always the hardest, but every rep counts. We've got to get them in as quickly as possible.
3.
Some of our gentlemen still on the pull-up rig.
Time.
Beautiful, well done.
That one rep that maybe you left on the table, you will know that that could come back to haunt you later on.
Hard.
Now let's pick up the action at heat number 2.
But in lanes 2 and in lane
Matt Malone, lane 8. Ben Isabella, lane 2. Isabella is on another set of pull-ups. And you just kind of saw him take a peek over to lane 8. He doesn't have the advantage of looking that direction if he wanted to, and I think he's realized that he's moved ahead of Malone just a little bit. It's not going to slow him down, but just maybe a little bit of comfort level.
Yeah, it's interesting because most of the time when you're working out in CrossFit, it's you against yourself, right? You at your gym working to better yourself and, beat your times. So being in this setting and seeing competitors and seeing other people working just as hard as you, it kind of pushes you to get those extra reps in.
Matt Malone was a guy who was in the scale division years earlier. He is putting in a pretty impressive performance here in event number 1 in the RX.
Yeah, he's really stepped up to the game.
Another set of pull-ups for Isabella. It's become a bit of a two-man race here. Ben Isabella from CrossFit Sayreville. We will see his protege and longtime student Kevin Varneau in one of the later heats, the one that will follow this one. And Isabella, the top qualifier in this one.
Getting those last reps in the last 5 seconds.
That was a great heat right there.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Now let's jump ahead to heat number 3.
3, 2, 1, go!
Competitors are off and running here for the third of 3 heats. And you can see
with a quick lead.
A quick pop down for Kevin Varneau in lane number 8. And in lane number 3, we see Jonathan Ralph. Ralph from CrossFit Morristown. Mad Hatter Elite.
Varneau is very tall, and I think that in terms of our goblet squats, that may be a disadvantage, but in terms of the rig, he's got a huge advantage. His, the amount of space that he has to jump is very limited. He can get up onto that bar really quickly, and he's moving through these movements really fast.
Yeah, his pace that he is setting right now is, in a word, blistering. He sits in lane number 8. He is obviously very familiar with working out on the beach. Talking to him a bit in between events and before this, he said that was a huge advantage for him last year. He trains on the beach. He likes working out on the beach. For a lot of these guys, they're not used to being in the sand for an event like this.
Keep the motors running!
So our defending champion Kevin Varno up in front unofficially in this third of 3 heats. CrossFit Sayreville likely with 2 heat winners, with Ben Isabella taking the second heat, and it looks like Kevin Varno taking heat number 3.
Oh, that must be a really good feeling for their gym and for their fans.
So with Varno and Isabella setting the pace, let's take a quick look at our early leaderboard to check out the top 5. Also, let's welcome in our sideline reporter, Natalie Scrow.
Thanks, Matt. I'm over here with the fans, and it's getting kind of crazy. It's getting kind of wild. And leading up to today's event, there's been a lot of excitement, especially on social media, where a lot of the athletes have actually been sharing their workouts and even working out with each other using the hashtag Journey to Jenks. So if you see any of them today, I'm sure you've seen them on social media. They have a pretty big following. And if you have any really cool action shots, either of the beach or the events, feel free to share them. You can share them on Twitter at SteelFitChamp, or even on the Instagram at SteelFit Championship. So make sure to go over and check out all of the social media pages that they have up today. Thanks, Matt.
Numbers 301.
Thank you, Natalie. Now let's move on to the women's RX competition.
It is neck and neck, literally.
Erica Johnson from CrossFit Apex. She is going to hop on to the pull-up bar and try and get a couple of reps in. You can see her grip is a little bit different. It is a varied grip, one underhand and one overhand.
Yeah, that's to prevent fatigue. She's being really smart about her pull-ups. She's kind of slowing herself down, making sure every rep counts. She's got that mixed grip going on, which was really smart.
Michelle Fountain down doing push-ups right now as well, and just behind them is Kirsten Graham, who came in as the number 2 seeded finalist. Michelle Fountain number 3, and Erica Johnson. Now this is where things get really interesting. You look at the top 10 finalists. Erica Johnson was not among them, but right now she's absolutely crushing this workout.
She's moving. Look at those squats. I mean, she's hitting full depth every time. She's keeping her chest nice and upright, and she's going through them quickly, not wasting any time at the bottom. You can tell that she's very comfortable with this movement, kind of pushing through her threshold of comfort.
Johnson is really just pounding away at the squats. She is back on the pull-up bar.
What a battle this is showing to me.
The last 10 seconds are always the most brutal.
Fountain down doing push-ups, as is Fountain. That's a good look at Michelle Fountain from Poughkeepsie CrossFit, and that wraps up the first heat.
Women RX getting after it.
There's a lot more competition coming your way on the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. It's got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah.
Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
This is no ordinary day. Come on and get away.
It's great family fun at Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Aquarium in Point Pleasant Beach. Ride, eat, splash, play, and bounce around the boardwalk for one low price. And there's tons of free fun, fireworks, movies, concerts, and much more. Go to jenkinsons.com.
Come on and get away.
The 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by Scion, what moves you? And by Latitude Gear RX, comfortable, progressive, athletic apparel, prescribed. And Lawless Jerky, it's so good, it should be illegal.
I'm here with Ben Isabella and Kevin Varno after event 1. Ben is the owner of CrossFit Sayreville and a Northeast regional competitor. So Ben, how do you feel going into event number 2?
I'm pretty excited. I'm happy that me and Kev are 1 and 2 right now going into event 2. Bench press is not something that we necessarily do in cross all the time, so it'll be fun to see how it really changes the game, how it changes the scoreboard a little bit, see what people have to offer.
Excellent. How'd you feel out there on that rig? Was it slick? Was it hard to hold on when you were doing your pull-ups?
I actually love the rig. I thought the grip was awesome. It's definitely better than the rig that we have at the box. It just felt smooth. It was nice. The sand really didn't do much to mess anything up. I thought it was awesome setup.
Excellent. And Kevin, so you and Ben work out together. And not only do you work out together, but he was actually your coach. Can you tell me, how does it feel to compete against somebody who was actually your teacher?
It definitely drives me drastically because we're both such competitive people. And if there's anybody that I want to beat out here, it's him.
Yeah.
Very, very badly. Yet he doesn't let that happen.
Going into event 2, Ben mentioned that, bench pressing is not a typical CrossFit movement. How do you feel you're going to do on our bench press?
I'm hoping to do some damage control there. I bench press maybe twice a year. So my goal is just to stay within striking distance so I can capitalize on events 3 and 4 and make up whatever I lose on the bench press.
Perfect. Well, gentlemen, you both look really strong going into event 2. I wish you both the best of luck, and I send it right back to you, Matt.
We are back here on the beach in Jenkinson's for the 3rd year. This is the 3rd annual Super Steel Fit Championship. This is event number 1, heat number 2 of the Women's RX, and a good shot of events 4 and lanes 4 and 5 doing battle with one another. That is Angela Salvio and Ray Scott. We're down inside of a half minute. Now you're just to the point of probably fatigued physically, but mentally, you're hearing the time wind down. You can really push yourself.
This is where we see the true athletes come through, Matt. In the last 30 seconds of any good workout, these women know they have to push as hard as they possibly can. Every single rep counts. We're going to jump on the bar, get one more pull-up in. Beautiful.
4, 3.
You can see Rainwater got almost a full set in right at the end, lane number 3. An impressive performance from Lindsay Rainwater, CrossFit Westchester Pelham. Ray Scott finishing right towards the top, and Angela Salvio finishing 3rd overall.
Event number 1 in the book.
Let's take a look at the women's RX leaderboard. It's Michelle Fountain of Poughkeepsie CrossFit on top. Next, we move on to event number 2, the bench press. Let's go to my colleague Amanda Ryan with some details.
We're back at the rig for event number 2, max bench press in 1 minute. The RX weight for women is 95 pounds. For men, it's 185 pounds. You'll notice that we've brought in benches, we've brought in platforms. We're looking forward to seeing how our athletes fare.
Go!
Thanks, Amanda. Now let's check out a few standout bench press performers here at the Super Steel Fit Championships, starting with Brandon Whittington. Brandon, a former wide receiver at Purdue University, bench presses 185 pounds, a total of 29 times. Another standout performer on the bench, Nicholas Hecht. Hecht jumped ahead of the pack with 32 reps in 60 seconds.
Pushing through.
But Hecht had some challengers who showed lots of confidence.
We're about to get 10 seconds. I'm going to get a lot of reps.
Ryan Murphy of CrossFit 609 in Ocean View, New Jersey, was right about that. He topped everyone with 33 reps, while Nicholas Agiavalastis from CrossFit Speakeasy in Belmar came a close second. He finished with 32 to tie Nicholas Hecht.
Time! Good job, guys.
Ben Isabella of CrossFit Sayreville, who performed so well in event number 1, managed to come through with 22 reps at 185 pounds in the 60-second time limit. Meanwhile, Isabella's colleague and friend, Kevin Varno, lost some valuable ground by stopping at just 20 repetitions. Varno, the defending 2014 Super Steel Fit champ, is clearly disappointed with his results. Here's a look at the top finishers in event number 2. Ryan Murphy of CrossFit 609 was top dog at the bench press. Now for the women benching 95 pounds, getting as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. Lindsay Rainwater from CrossFit Westchester Pelham led the way with an incredible 36 reps, only one better than Ivy Wimberly and Lori Barth. The women's RX competition was fierce, and their supporters were certainly not shy.
Keep those elbows in nice and tight. Elbows in and drive!
What a tremendous effort by Kristen Graham of CrossFit Toms River. But it was Rainwater of CrossFit Westchester Pelham who wins event number 2. Let's take a look at the final results for event number 2, the bench press. There's a lot more competition coming your way on the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. It's got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah. Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
At Jersey Mike's, a cheesesteak is really something to behold. We make each one the right way on a piping hot, flat-top grill. Never toasted, never steamed, never zapped. A flat-top grill is how we've always done it, and it's how we always will. Because at day's end, it's just how cheesesteaks are done, period. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Are we there yet? Take a ride to Jackie Boys Fitness. We sell all kinds of cool fitness equipment for you to try out. Bring a truck. If you don't have one, we'll still get you loaded up.
The 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by Scion, what moves you, and by CrossFit Treehouse of Kenilworth, New Jersey, rooted in community, grown in strength. And CrossFit Clan, discover your inner athlete at CrossFit Clan Performance Center.
Sergeant John Irwin spending a minute or two with us down here on the beach. He is the owner and director of the Warrior Wellness Center, big sponsor of this event. John, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Our focus is to provide free training for military veterans and their families. Allow them the opportunity to get in, train, work out, and not have to worry about the expense of walking in and paying for the training.
And obviously you have a special role in today's event, just as you have in years past. There will be a specific event that some of the armed forces personnel will take place in today.
There are. We are actually sponsoring a hero WOD in honor of Navy SEAL Petty Officer 3rd Class Dennis Miranda. That WOD will be conducted by 2 teams of 5, all of veterans. All of them have competed in years past and are doing the WOD with us again to honor him today.
With family and friends on hand, the Warriors conducted the workout to honor the fallen Navy SEAL. And the fans supplied an emotional outpouring of love and support.
Come on, Greg. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Let's go, crowd. Let's go.
Community support is a big part of Super Steel Fit's efforts.
Name? Kevin Som, S-A-U-M.
And RX athlete Kevin Som was one of 5 to participate from Atlantic Sports Health Physical Therapy.
From Atlantic Sports Health, Justin Papa.
So I think I pushed them from a strength perspective, but they definitely pushed me from an endurance perspective.
He's a beast. He's probably, front squats are good for him. He's 225 to 265, probably even heavier than that. And he's probably deadlifting well over closer to 400.
So he's definitely someone to go to when you have questions related to CrossFit type training.
Like Whitney does she's done half marathons, Justin does triathlons, and Megan's done an Ironman. So like that's way more than I've ever done from like an endurance standpoint.
But in high school, Kevin Som was a football player.
I got hurt playing high school football, so I had a concussion, and then before that one healed, I got another concussion, mostly because I didn't tell anyone, just because I was trying to be a tough guy. I'm lucky to be alive. But CrossFit was the one thing that I could do where I was like in complete control of like what was going on around me. So I could push myself as hard as I could go, and just like I did when I played football without worrying about getting hurt. I remember what it felt like to play high school sports And the closest match that I could find to that level of intensity has been doing CrossFit competitions because of the caliber of athletes that are involved and the variety of things that you need to be good at to be a successful CrossFit athlete.
Kevin and the entire Atlantic Sports Health Physical Therapy team enjoyed the day of hard competition.
That's Justin Papa, competitor number 323, is part of the Atlantic Sports Health Group that is here today.
Come on, Michael! Finish strong, Justin, come on! 30 seconds.
Stay tuned because we're gearing up for event number 3 and an exciting finish at the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships.
Event number 3, sled drag and ring push-ups for the RX women, ring dips for RX men. You'll notice behind me in our rig, we have our rings at a lower height here. Our RX women are just about to get started. They're gonna be completing a push-up from the ring, which is very similar to our push-ups that we saw earlier today. And then the RX men, gentlemen, will be doing ring dips from the rig. We're really excited to see how it's gonna all go down in event number 3.
Let's take a look at the women's overall leaderboard through the first 2 events before the start of event number 3 and heat number 2. First place overall, a tie for second position right now with Michelle Fountain and Kristen Graham, Amelia Buckley, and Ivy Wimberly. And you see the rest of the leaderboard. There is a 5-minute time cap going into this event. We'll see if Lindsay Rainwater can continue the overall lead. We know one thing, Amanda, if she wins this event, she will certainly be way out in front of everybody else.
Absolutely. We should, the point difference between first and second place is pretty stark. Lindsay seems really strong. She's got a lower handle on her sled, which shows a lot of control. You can see how strong she is in the legs. She's absolutely going to be the first person to get back to those rings.
Right now, Rainwater, I believe, is on her 5th lap right now. She will turn the corner and make her way back in. She will be the first to start with the push-ups. Good battle also in lanes 3, 4, and 5. And a quick pop-up to continue by Erica Johnson, who is on the outside in lane number 6. And it looks like Rainwater is going to have a pretty solid performance at this event. You need her actually to slip a little bit and make sure you finish first, no less than second. It's becoming a 2-participant race with Erica Johnson in lane 6 and Lindsay Rainwater in lane number 1.
It seems more efficient, Matt, to hold the ropes of the sled lower and kind of lean forward, lean into the sled, to your sled drag, rather than carry it over the shoulder.
Erica Johnson able to pop back up. She's got another couple of laps here. She has become your leader in this event. She has taken the overall championship with an opportunity to creep up into the leaderboard just a little bit. She needs those points. She'll start her next batch, which is 12 ring dips, off on lane number 6. 1 lap to go. That is Erica Johnson.
She
will finish with just 15 ring push-ups.
Absolutely. Super strong, sprinting with that sled behind her, moving really quickly.
And she will clearly be first. We're waiting for Lindsay Rainwater to pop back up and grab the sled. She has 1 more lap to go around, of which she will start right now. It is Erica Johnson unofficially to win this 3rd event. Standing by with a special guest down on the sand, Amanda Ryan.
After event 3, I'm here with Erica Johnson. Erica, going into the event, you were seated in 4th place, and then in your heat, you actually finished before everybody else. How do you feel right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. Day started off a little slow, but definitely pushing forth. That was a fun workout, definitely in my wheelhouse.
Beautiful. After that event, which of those 2 movements do you think you felt stronger on, the push-up or the sled drag?
Definitely the push-ups. The sled drive taxes your lungs a little bit, but I knew that I just had to grind it out.
Well, you looked really strong out there. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. It's got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah. Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
Making a mess can be easy, but cleaning it up can be impossible. Clean Ride stops stains before they start.
It's waterproof, bacteria resistant, and I never have to worry about going all out at the gym.
It takes seconds to install. And when I'm done, the Clean Ride folds right into my glove box.
At the end of the day, the last thing I want to do is take my work home with me. With Clean Ride, I know I'm covered.
Clean Ride protects your car from all of life's messes. 100% waterproof, 100% reliable, because everyone deserves a clean ride.
At Jersey Mike's, a cheesesteak is really something to behold. We make each one the right way on a piping hot, flat-top grill. Never toasted, never steamed, never zapped. A flat-top grill is how we've always done it, and it's how we always will. Because at day's end, it's just how cheesesteaks are done, period. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above. And by Scion, what moves you? And by CrossFit East Hanover.
Next, we're going to introduce you to a young man who came out of nowhere last year to capture the Super Steel Fit title. And sure enough, he's back here on the beach in Point Pleasant to try for his 2nd consecutive Super Steel Fit title. Next up, our Defending the Title segment presented by the New Jersey Army National Guard.
I never really had a calling for anything specific except for competition. I went into the championship ranked 17th, and I knew nobody knew who I was, if I had a shot. I knew I wasn't being looked at. I gave myself every opportunity to have a great day, and then I did.
Larno himself is not only a skilled athlete, he's also a coach at CrossFit Sayreville.
This is my office.
It's here that he trains athletes of all ages and all levels.
Everybody's on a different mission. Everybody's on a different path. Everybody has a different goal. And you need to know how to approach each person as an individual.
When it comes to training for Super Steel Fit, his own routine is out of reach for most.
I know that the reason why I may be able to outperform some of these more fit CrossFitters and some of these more fit athletes is because I get comfortable on the beach. I'll know the mentality of being on the beach. My legs adapt as much as they can, just so that 2 minutes in, when my glutes and my hamstrings and my quads are done for, my mind is like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to feel.
He also has a plan to get kids off the couch.
When I'm not in the gym training myself or training other people, I'm an uncle. I have 6 nieces and nephews. Children are becoming more stagnant and behind computer screens, and childhood obesity is just a rising issue. We've created this play-based fitness facility for kids. I have a bigger calling, and that is to
help these kids.
Kevin's longtime mentor is Ben Isabella.
I always have told Kev since he started with me at 18 years old, eventually he's going to be better than me. Eventually he's going to pass me.
You're always happy and supportive because you want your competition and your friends and just your community to grow as well. I'm so happy for them that they did well, but now it's my turn and I'm gonna outdo that. And that's the whole goal behind this steel fit thing. You know, if I see somebody else succeed, I'll be the first one to celebrate for them. But when that clock starts, I'm going to do everything in my power to be the one who does the most work.
And today it is Varno that has to defend his Super Steel Fit title against Isabella. But the competition here on Jenkinson's Beach in Point Pleasant includes some other great RX athletes. At the start of this heat, Event 3, it's Nicholas Heck dressed in black atop the leaderboard.
Okay, here we go. 2, 1, go!
And we are up and going here. This is the final heat, the top 10 as it sits right now on the leaderboard. 11 competitors in this final heat. This is the third event, Men's RX. Nicholas Hecht, who starts right now in first position overall. He is in lane number 1. Brandon Wolf, lane 2. William Rosvell, lane 3. Ben Isabella, the top overall qualifier, lane number 4. John Bartlett in lane 5. Sean Smith sitting in lane 6. On the back side of the rig, Matt Malone, Nils Dahl, Kevin Varno, Brandon Whittington, and Zach Martin. This is really the heat we have been waiting for. This will set these athletes up for a potential championship and $2,500 in prize money if they can get themselves in to the final heat of event number 4.
We already have at least 5 or 6 athletes who have already completed their first set of ring dips, and it's amazing to see how quickly these gentlemen are moving, some even holding the sleds with just one hand.
Matt Harmon, Amanda Ryan here from the beach in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, down on the Jenkinson's north end of things.
You come over here.
It can get kind of ruthless out here because you are out for your own, trying to place the best that you possibly can, score as many, as high as you can in your event. You don't want anyone else getting in the way of you, otherwise you're just gonna run them over.
In this, the top leading heat of Men RX.
Nicholas Heck, lane number 1. He sits right now as your overall leader. He has the advantage of knowing going into this event, he is 5 points underneath the next possible competitor, who is Brandon Wolf, who has 11. So, yes, he's trying to obviously win this event and score as high as he can, but he doesn't necessarily have to win it. He just has to stay comfortably ahead, and right now 5 points is a sizable advantage.
Absolutely. Hecht went into this event knowing that he was top dog and that though he has to work hard, he's pretty comfortable where he's sitting right now.
Some of the top competitors in this one, Ben Isabella, defending champ Kevin Varno, CrossFit Sayreville.
Who wants it, guys? Who wants it? Keep pushing.
The sand is getting heavy. You can see they're dragging at least 5 pounds of sand on top of the 70 pounds on their sleds. Everybody looking a little tired, but definitely still moving.
Brandon Wolf, who started this event in 2nd overall from CrossFit Shrewsbury. William Rosvell, who started at 3rd from NEPA CrossFit. Continuing to work around the sled, even though the weight doesn't change, minus a little bit of sand here and there. That 70 pounds gets harder and harder to drag.
With every lap, it feels like it's heavier and heavier and heavier.
Here in the sled drag.
Kevin Varno on the backside of the rig has already finished.
50 seconds left.
Kevin Varno, unofficially last year's defending champ, able to win this heat. So that will add just 1 to his score. It will certainly move him up the leaderboard. Does he have enough to overtake what is a sizable lead from Nicholas Heck?
The big boys are getting hungry now.
Good job, bro.
It's Varno who pulled off the win in 3 minutes and 49 seconds, followed closely by Nils Dahl and Ben Isabella. But a look at the updated leaderboard now shows it's Nicholas Hecht remaining in first place in the overall standings, Isabella in 2nd, followed by Dahl, Varno, and Wolf. Only event 4 remains to decide who wins the prize money and the Super Steel Fit Championship.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it.
Handles well. Got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah. Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
Have you ever been wondering where to go for dinner? At foodfan.com, you can search all the best spots by cuisine, location, features, and more. Looking for somewhere family-friendly, a romantic spot to bring a date? Foodfan.com has it all. Still not sure if foodfan.com lets you see foodie pics? Check out Mona's latest finds. Ready to eat? You can make reservations through OpenTable. Check out the mobile app for Apple and Android. Yum in my tummy! Foodfan.com.
The 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by the New Jersey Army National Guard and by North Jersey Orthopaedic Group, NJOG.com, the Jock Docs, and CrossFit Shrewsbury, established in 2009.
I'm here with Dr. Cox from North Jersey Orthopaedic Group, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing here to support the athletes and the competition.
So in this competition, we're orthopedic surgeons specializing in sports medicine, sports-related issues, etc. We also participate in this sport, so we bring a unique dynamic to this, and my partner, Dr. Robert Masella, is actually competing today.
We'll keep an eye in lane number 4 on Robert Masella. He is part of the Brazen Athletics CrossFit Link. He is also a member of the North Jersey Orthopaedic Group, which is a sponsor of us here, the Super Steel Fit Championship.
We've been here for 3 years. We're happy to be sponsors for the Super Steel Fit Championships. Me and my partner, Dr. Cox, we are CrossFit athletes. We also operate and have taken care of many athletes over the last 3 to 5 years.
The North Jersey Orthopaedic Group is a big part of the Super Steel Fit family. Now it's time to go down to Amanda, who has a preview of today's final event, number 4.
6-minute time cap, event number 4. Our athletes have to complete a toes to bar. Up on our rig, their feet have to touch in between their hands, each rep. After our toes to bar, our athletes are gonna have to complete an American standard kettlebell swing, bringing that kettlebell directly up overhead. And then the last movement before the run around the entire rig is gonna be a burpee pull-up. Our athletes are gonna drop to the ground into a burpee, stand up, they're gonna jump up, complete from a dead hang, a pull-up, back down, back onto the ground.
We are set here for event number 4, the finals of the Women's RX. The overall standing as it sits right now, it is Michelle Fountain who sits in the first overall position from Poughkeepsie CrossFit. Erica Johnson, followed by Lindsay Rainwater, Kristen Graham, Amelia Buckley, Ray Scott, Ivy Wimberly, and Angela Salvio. Lori Barth will start in 9th. This is the top 9 competitors, the final event. This is an event that can be completely swung around one way or the other. This is a wide open final where anyone could finish 1st through 9th. The competitors are up and going, starting off with the toes to bar, 6-minute time cap in the first heat, which had the other finalists right underneath. The top time was 3 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll see if anyone can beat that time and try and claim themselves as the 2015 Super Steel Fit champion.
We see our two first and second place ladies pretty much in tandem here on these toes to bar, bringing their feet up to the bar in between their hands, almost at the exact same rate of speed. So this is obviously going to be a very, very close competition today.
We will see who gets down first off of this 30 toes to bar, and that will begin a 20 American kettlebell swing routine. The women will swing 45 pounds. Off and on the far side, Erica Johnson was the first to drop. She started the kettlebell swings first. She is right next to Michelle Fountain, who leads the overall by just 1 point.
This movement is quite difficult, especially in this weather. These ladies have to hold on to that bell, preventing it from slipping out of their hands. You'll notice that the bell is pointing directly over their heads. It's the American style. It requires a little more effort and a lot more energy.
$2,500 on the line. That is the first place winnings for whoever finishes up in the first position. Second place, $750. Third place, $500. It looks like Erica Johnson has started the next batch of this competition, that being 10 burpee to pull-up. It'll finish with a run around the course. What Johnson is hoping for here, Amanda, is that she finishes not 1, but 2 places ahead. That would lock in first place overall and eliminate any chance of a tie. Winding things down here with the 10 burpee to pull-up. She's got to be close to being ready to run around the course. She is setting a blistering pace at this particular moment.
Looking really, really strong, very concentrated on what she's doing. She's not resting at all. Here she goes for her final lap around the rig. First one out, Erica Johnson. She trips a little bit, but she's looking really fast, followed directly by Michelle Fountain.
Now this is going to be a huge advantage here for Johnson. It looks like she will win the overall. She's getting help from one of the competitors behind her. That will help things out if Johnson can hold on and win, of which she will. Kristen Graham right now is in second. If she finishes in second, unofficially it will be Erica Johnson to come away with the win. A dive in for second and third. We will wait for the official word. 2:57 is the time.
Amazing. She finished this workout, this event so quickly, even though the weather is not really holding up or in anyone's favor. Erica Johnson came in like lightning.
Now, as we said, why that second and third position so important? We will put 1 on the total score for Erica Johnson and give her 13. If Kristen Graham was able to edge out Michelle Fountain, it would be Fountain with a +3, and then unofficially it would be Erica Johnson to win by 1 total point. It looked like Graham had just a little bit of an advantage crossing the line and coming in second, but we will obviously wait for the official word.
What an amazing competition. It's so incredible how moments like this can come down to just 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, I bet. It was awesome. It was great.
So it's Erica Johnson from CrossFit Apex in Pennsylvania edging out Michelle Fountain from Poughkeepsie CrossFit, with Kristen Graham capturing 3rd place. The Men's RX Event 4 coming up next. You're watching the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships.
For Nick?
Yeah. You want to take a shortcut?
Sure. So how do you like driving the FRS?
I love it. Handles well. Got plenty of power. This is it.
Nah. Scion FRS. Your ride has arrived for under $27,000.
Are we there yet? Take a ride to Jackie Boys Fitness. We sell all kinds of cool fitness equipment for you to try out. Bring a truck. If you don't have one, we'll still get you loaded up.
The 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships are brought to you by Lawless Jerky, so good it should be illegal. And also by CrossFit Bison. And by CrossFit Annex. Welcome back to the 2015 Super Steel Fit Championships. We're seconds before the final event with a $9,000 overall prize purse on the line. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboard.
Athletes, this is it.
Isabella in the running for second, Nils Dahl in the running for second or third. Just underneath them, Kevin Varno, the defending champ, and Brandon Wolf with 25 points overall, right in the mix as well. This has $2,500 on the line for first place, a $750 second place award, and then $500. So you definitely want to try and obviously finish in the top 3. You walk away with some money, you walk away with a little trophy, and you walk away with a little more pride than maybe you had when you first stepped on the beach this morning.
Absolutely. Considering that the competition here is so strong, I think these gentlemen would be very lucky to finish in the top 3 places.
It is pretty easy to figure out the lanes as they go right now and how they correspond to the standings. Nicholas Hecht is in lane number 1. He is in first position right now, and as we just told you, as it sits, it would take a mathematical miracle for him somehow to not finish in first position. It is possible, but the way that we have seen Heck perform during the course of the competition, it doesn't seem likely. He seems to be, today at least, a man on the mission, and as we talked to him earlier, he is a pretty solid CrossFit athlete.
Most definitely. He actually spent his CrossFit regional season in Southern California and San Diego. When I spoke with him, he competed in the SoCal regionals during the CrossFit regional events and placed actually 34th, which is very, very impressive.
This has 11 competitors in the final heat. The one just outside the top 10, Dallas Owano. He is a repeat competitor from CrossFit Hoboken, and you can see right away it's become, again, as we've seen earlier, a two-man race. Hecht is down first to the kettlebell. Also, Ben Isabella is working on the kettlebell as well.
Ben and Nick are pretty much in tandem. It's really interesting to see these athletes working right next to each other, kind of fighting and vying for that top position.
Isabella's smart enough to know that it might be difficult for him to win, but you know he wants to say that at least he was able to win an event while he's here.
Absolutely. He definitely has a fighting chance to win this event. You can see his kettlebell swing is really strong, keeping his chest upright. He drops the bell first, and it's the first one for his burpee pull-ups. Really impressive speed hitting the ground.
That seems to be a pretty good event here, the burpee to push-up with his speed, Ben Isabella. Kevin Varno is down right now in lane number 5. He is into the burpee pull-ups as well. Of course, both competitors, Varno and Isabella, from CrossFit Sayreville, but it is Nick Hecht. As long as he can finish somewhere in the top 10, he will walk away with the overall championship. But a great race going on right now. It is Varno who will start his run first.
Cash on the line.
He's got to just go back to his lane, so a little deceptive. Varno and Isabella, what a great race this is right now.
Amazing.
In event number 4, this is teacher and student. Varno trying to catch Isabella, who's got a little bit longer of the run. Hecht is the third man out to start the run forward. Varno will dive forward. He will win the event. Isabella will come in second. Let's continue the roll around here. Continuing, it is Nick Hecht to keep an eye on. He will look like he will come in at least 4th. He will make his final turn here. He will be edged out for 3rd position. He will finish in 4th overall. The winning time, 2 minutes and 12 seconds for the defending champion, Kevin Varno. He's not going to walk away with another championship here today, but he will know that he put together an amazing time in this event number 4.
Absolutely. That was incredible. Non-stop movement. These gentlemen did not pause. They did not rest. And that final sprint, wow, what an amazing, amazing race to the finish.
And great to see both competitors from the same box, one who used to teach the other, now coaches together at CrossFit Sayreville, battling it out to the end in event number 4. Unofficially, we have Hecht coming in 4th. That would give him a total of 14. Clear and away will win this competition. He has had an amazing run here today, not affiliated with any potential box. He spent some time on the West Coast, as we just talked about. He is a New Jersey guy at heart, coming back to what it looks like will be a win in his home state for $2,500. All of the competitors have wrapped up well within 3.5 minutes. A great, great finish to this Super Steel Fit Championship in 2015.
So it's Nicholas Hecht who holds on to win the top prize of $2,500 after an exciting final event. Here's the final official results and our overall top 10. Let's turn our attention to the podium for our top 3 finishers in each category, starting with Kevin Varno. In 2nd place, his longtime Sayreville mentor and friend, Ben Isabella. And our 1st place winner, Nicholas Hecht, who was so consistent in all 4 events, topping both Isabella and Varno in the bench press. For the women, it was Erica Johnson of CrossFit Apex walking away with the top prize.
There they are, 1 through 3.
Let's look at the official final results for the women, with Michelle Fountain of Poughkeepsie CrossFit finishing 2nd, Kristen Graham of CrossFit Tom's River in 3rd, along with the rest of our top 10 women RX finishers. Also taking the podium were the top 3 winners in our executive 40-plus category, and also our winners in the women's and men's scale division. Congratulations to all of our athletes in what proved to be an exciting day of competition.
Seems only fitting that we end on the beach where we started hours ago. The 3rd annual Super Steel Fit Champions coming to a close here in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Let's turn our attention first to our women's winner, Erica Johnson from CrossFit Apex. First of all, congratulations. What a performance.
Thank you very much.
When you think about it, you had a 1st, 2 seconds, and a 4th overall. Going into the last event, it was very tight. It was anyone's race. Talk about your mindset going in.
I knew that I just had to keep grinding this one out. It was hard to do with the weather and everything, but these workouts really pushed my strengths, so it helped.
Let's turn our attention to the other side. Nicholas Heck, our men's winner.
Nick, an impressive finish today, a really wonderful ending.
It was a good test. It was fun. I was surrounded by a ton of great athletes, which definitely kept me, on top of my game throughout the day. So thanks to them and thanks to you guys.
The 2 winners of our RX divisions on the men's and the women's side giving us a minute here. Want to also congratulate the winners in the executive and the scale divisions as well. Great day during the course of the morning into the afternoon, finishing here in the evening at the beach in Jenkinson's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
So for Amanda Ryan, Natalie Scrow, and our entire crew, this is Matt Harmon saying thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next year on the beach for the 2016 Super Steel Fit Championships.